And you know what that means? That means all of these tenants, we are now losing time and we can't afford to lose any time. She said, "Hey, are you Shakisha?" I said, "No, ma'am." Hey, social media family, it's your girl Kayla here, back with another video. If this is your first time stopping past this channel, my name is Kaylee, and I hope everyone is doing well and having a marvelous, fantastic day. On this channel, we discuss all things related to real estate. So if that is something that interests you, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, set it to all to be notified every time we have a new upload. Today, we have a success story featuring a client in Indian Trail, North Carolina. For privacy reasons, we are going to be identifying this client as Mr. Jane. We received this lead as a referral. We do participate in the referral fee program. If you are interested on how to receive some of that cash, be sure to email us and we will be sure to email you back. The mobile home was a 1989 2-bedroom, 1-bath located in a mobile home park. Mr. Jane has been living in this mobile home park for 20 years. Unfortunately, the original owner has then gotten old and passed away. And you know what happened? His daughter inherited the property and she sold it. She sold it not to a mobile home park owner. She sold it to an individual who wanted to use this property now as a residential. And you know what that means? That means all of these tenants were rehomed. Not by the park, not by the lady who bought it, but they were now left up to start from ground zero, unfortunately. And when mobile home parks are sold, the park owners send out deadlines when the homes have to be sold and moved out of the park. Sometimes, I almost wanted to say majority of the time, the parks do give a reasonable amount of time to get this done. However, sometimes they don't. But in the case they do give a fair amount of time, you still have tenants and individuals who don't know where they're going, who don't know where to start if they need to sell their home. They just don't know, and because this is all they had for an X amount of years. So Mr. Jane was one of those individuals that stayed until literally the deadline. Mr. Jane reached out to one of our good partners about a week before the park was closing. And the partnership reached out to us because we are a nationwide company and we are here for you. So they reached out to us. We got all the information we needed from the partnership. The partnership at the time did not know that it was only a week out. She knew that the park was closing, but she did not know that we are pressed against time. So I reached out to Mr. Jane. He says, "Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll just basically vandalize it and just leave this here." We let Mr. Jane know, although we didn't know we were gonna necessarily be able to get it done. We believe in our abilities, but when we are pressed for time, it's a lot of moving parts. And we went to work, and that's what we did. Had all the good positive vibes in the air, and we went up with what we knew best. Asked Mr. Jane when would he be available for us to come out to the property. He let us know, and we was there on the said date, pronto. Got there, we did the inspection of the home. The home was very structurally sound because Mr. Jane and his brother was in progress of remodeling his home before they got the news that the park will be closing, unfortunately. So now they're out of money. And he did a great job remodeling his home. He knocked out some walls, put some mirrors up, had it very nice. You can see the pictures right here. And unfortunately, they had to stop on this project to now they don't know what they're going to do. Moving forward, luckily, we met during the day, during a weekday, because we was able to contact the DMV and the county right on the spot, whereas we would have went out on the weekend. We are now losing time, and we can't afford to lose any time because we already are out of time. These home processes usually take a minimum of 30 days, maximum 90 days. These things could be handled within a day. Sometimes they take a little longer for X amount of reasons. And we were pressed for time. So being that it was a weekday, like I stated, we were able to get out there and verify the taxes and the county information. He did have the title. We were able to verify that he was the owner and kind of move things along pretty fastly, because sometimes, again, owners sometimes don't know where their titles are. Sometimes have to order a new title. Then what do you do? Because we are already pressed for time. And being that we was able to verify all of those things, we were able to put Mr. Jane under contract the day we went out to his property. So now we have a ball game. And we was pretty much wrapped up that day. And as we were leaving, he said, "Hey, I want to walk you down to my neighbor's house. Her house is still here as well." When he called us, it was these two homes in the park, as well as about 3 or 4 other homes in the park as well. So I filled you in that because when we walked up to the young lady's house up the road, Mr. Jane let her know, like, hey, she's going to be helping me, X, Y, and Z. And she said, "Hey, are you Shakisha?" I said, "No, ma'am. My name is Kaylee." She said, "Oh, because if you was Shakisha, I was about to rate it up." I'm like, Shakisha had a bad rap in this park. Shakisha was an investor that tends to give people like us who really want to help and make a difference a hard time. People like her make our jobs very hard. It was said that she helped one of the owners in the park and they had never seen her ever again. Bad. 2, when someone else comes over here to help someone, now all they have left in their head was Shakisha. 3, if you are watching this and you are an investor, you are an aspired investor, please, when these mobile home parks are closing, be sensitive to the situation of that these people are having real life problems. So the first thing that you do not want to do is go put out a bandit sign outside of these individuals' home. It's still their home at this time. I understand you're looking for money, but these people are having real problems. Shakisha was one of those individuals who put out a sign. She was the only individual who put a sign out of this park, "We buy mobile homes." And the park was very, 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 very much fed up with her, and then essentially making it hard for me once we go over there to help an individual. So take that and run with it if you are an investor, and we're getting back to the show. Once she confirmed that I was not Shakisha, she asked me for a card and she let me know that she wanted us to help her as well. I let her know to send us a picture of her title, pictures of her home, because we were already at the park for quite some time and did an extensive research on Mr. Jane's home to get him up and started. And it was falling dark and it was time for us to go. So if she had sent us that information, we were going to be able to help her, just not today. So moving forward, Mr. Jane, everything is going well. Being that we are pressed for time, we had to do a multi-step process for the first step. Usually we can market the home, contact the movers a little later on down the road, and so forth. This time, we have to call movers. We have to also market this home. So we have a lot of things that need to be done because we are running out of time. Now, because this home needed to be a quick turnaround, we were marketing the home to investor buyers and to buyers who wanted to live in the home. We are not investor friendly at Francis Comfort. We give people who want to live in the home first priority. However, in situations like this that we're days already ran out of a big boat of time to even vet, do anything. So we know if in certain areas, investor buyers could be a great deal. However, we know they don't want to pay any money. I say that to say because we had one investor and everyone else was buyers that wanted to live in the home. We had the one investor come out because he operated in Indian Trail and nearby areas, and him and his dad did a mobile home business, and we gave it a shot. However, he wanted it for nothing, so we had to kick him to the curb. Everyone else was great. However, we went with someone who had history with land, who had history with mobile homes, and we chose this family who had a multi-generational land piece thing going on where they had land and quite a few mobile homes, and they were all family, and they needed a home for a sister and her family to come down and now live on the land with them. And that touched us, and we said, we're rolling with them. Also, they were ready, money in hand, because this was such a rush, extreme, high, intense situation. We had to move quickly. Throughout this process, I let you guys know that the land was sold to an individual who wants to live on this property, and the realtor reached out to us somehow. I'm assuming he probably went to the park, talked to some people, and they let him know that we were helping, and they gave him our number. He called, he was asking some questions regarding what individuals we were helping, what homes was attached to those individuals, because I did let you know there were about 6 or 7 homes in the park. That was including Mr. Jane's home and the potential seller that we might get under contract. So including their 2 homes, there were 4 other homes in the park. One that said that Shakisha had been dealing with, so that still left 3 other homes in the park not unattended. And he was letting me know that, once that date comes, they will have the homes move. And unfortunately, we had no dealings with all the other homes in the park, and we really didn't know how to get in contact with them because even the tenants in the park stated they haven't talked to them in a while either. I'm assuming they might have been out of state, just knew that they wanted to leave the homes, didn't want anything to do with the homes. I know one of the homes, they stated that it was not in good condition, so they were probably not looking to be found because they were going to be charged for demolition and so forth. So this was a crazy situation. The conversation between the realtor and I went very good. We now have each other's phone number, and that was for the purpose of keeping each other updated with different updates. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So we were able to close up on this deal 2 days before the deadline. 2 days. We closed at a McDonald's in Mint Hill, North Carolina. We had our mobile notary come out, Cherry. She's always very good for when we have deals in that area. She meets us where we are, and we handle business. But it ain't over yet, because now we have to get the home moved before the deadline. I see you next week, guys, to finish up the story. See ya. Thanks for watching.